Hello, I'm Ben Mott. I'm president of Green Lake Conference Centre, and today we're going to give you a tour and an update as to some of the stewardship things we've been doing here at the Conference Centre. In 2019, we celebrated 75 years of ministry at Green Lake. And at the end of the year, we felt a call to prayer to look forward as to how we move the mission forward towards our 100-year anniversary. And God gave us a clear instruction to focus on the foundation work required to build the ministry going forward to 100 years. To take a look at all of the infrastructure and the operating systems and the staff teams to set a solid foundation for the second 75 years of ministry. So we set a goal. We had 55 projects that we engaged in 2020 and 2021. COVID obviously sent a huge curveball in the spring of 2020. It was our moment at the edge of the Red Sea, just like Moses and the Egyptians in the book of Exodus, where we needed God's help to get through COVID, something that with the loss of more than $5 million in revenue for meals and rooms, a typical conference income, we had to somehow navigate. God miraculously did that and provided a way not only to cross the Red Sea, but to enter the desert. After the Red Sea, he said, go forward, as you see in Exodus 14. And now we're right around Deuteronomy chapter 12. We seek God's manna, and then we seek to go forward with projects. So through his provision of an amazing staff team, work groups, prayer teams, financial gifts, great contractors, we were able to engage all kinds of projects. 55 projects were accomplished in 2020 and 2021. A couple of big highlights would include the ability in 2020 to shut down Roger Williams Inn entirely and fully redo the fourth floor roof that had provided problems for decades and guttering system. We rip-wrapped all of Lone Tree Point, so protecting the concrete seawall with a stone layer just below the water's edge to give that many more decades of life. We did all new software for our accounting system and our reservation systems, huge switches for which COVID provided a great downtime opportunity to engage those projects, and added Wi-Fi to our year-round rental houses. In 2022 and 2023, we're more than doubling the pace. We've set a goal of 123 projects we're seeking to engage in these 2 years. And we're going to go out and tour on the grounds and talk a little bit about how we've engaged some of those in this last 2-year period. So as we explore what is being completed and what has been worked on in 2022 and 2023, we're coming up now and standing in front of our brand new water tower. This is a part of a huge amount of infrastructure work we've done to improve the conference centre. We operate 2 city water systems, one for the golf course, one for the main conference area. This new water tower, made of welded 316 stainless steel, supplies the main conference area with potentially a 100-year lifespan and buried pipes to prevent freezing water lines in the Wisconsin cold. It's a huge and very important step forward in terms of our infrastructure. We've also installed new variable frequency drives on the pumps to supply it, and then as sewage leaves the main conference area, which is something we're particularly keen that it does, there are all new pumps that will reliably remove sewage out of the main conference centre and along to the sanitary district. Finally, in Kern Lodge, Bower Lodge, and Roger Williams Inn hotels, they all have new pressure booster pumps to set the pressure just right within the hotel rooms. This is one huge area of progress in terms of infrastructure. Another is roofs. So in the last few years, we have done, just recently, Kern and Bower Lodge, those 2 huge roofs were due, all more than 25 years old. Northern Pines Men's Work Group has done 2 cabin roofs and much of Lone Tree Lodge. Another volunteer, the Bentley family, did the tea house roof. A local homeowner group funded restoring the Prospect Tower Drive, Lawson Tower roof, and 7 more buildings have received new roofs in the last few years. Again, big steps forward. In terms of concrete work, there's been concrete repair, just entries to Bower Lodge and to Kern Lodges. And then we have a wonderful mason who's restoring some of the historic Lawson era masonry work, so replacing the concrete between the bricks and stones and restoring and saving the chimney on the greenhouse from the Lawson era. We've resurfaced and recambered more than a mile of road, partly from the back of housekeeping to BB Court, and another section from Onken House, going to Robbins, and then turning right, all the way up to Hobley Cottage. There's been a huge amount of invasive species work going on in the forestry to try to remove buckthorn and black locust and have different ages of oak growth to again be good stewards and provide generations of forestry health. And the grounds look as good as I think I've ever seen them. Our grounds team does an amazing job, and our greenhouse team, aided by some wonderful SALT student staff members and Southfield Community Church, who brought 120 students to help work last week on improving the grounds. So as we look at these improvements, infrastructure has been a huge area of focus. And next, we're going to turn to facility finishes down in Lawson Lodge. So now we've arrived in Lawson Lodge. This is a part of the flip to finishes where, having done so much infrastructure work, there's a particular emphasis on upgrading the finishes in hotel rooms and houses so that we have just delightful lakeside spaces to retreat to and no embarrassment anywhere, but fresh finishes for ministry. So in Lawson Lodge, 9 of the 10 rooms have been fully transformed with all new bathrooms, bay windows gazing out onto the shimmering lake. The finishes are just beautiful. We're just waiting manna to be able to do the handicap bathroom and the meeting room at the end of the building. Over in the penthouse, donors have helped with doing new carpet, 1920s light fixtures, and period appropriate finishes and furnishings, new sofa, new armchairs, and new artwork. Down on the 3rd floor in Roger Williams Inn, we've blown up the beautiful coloured 1950 postcards to be artwork inside the rooms. Out at the Christian Writing Centre, the old musty carpets were taken up and the beautiful hardwood floors underneath, going back to the 1930s, have been restored, done by one donor, and another donor provided new furniture. Yet another donor provided new furniture and carpet for Penniston Wilson. So a lot of upgrades going on in these spaces where guests can stay. And then for our adult wonderful summer volunteers, a great deal of renovation work has been done in flooring, mattresses, furnishing and artwork for Apartment House 1, where many of our volunteers stay in the summer. Lastly, but not least, out in Truster, the beautiful China painting where so many intergenerational ministry memories are made has a brand new floor that's resilient and slip resistant, and again with long life quality. So remarkably, as we set our goal of 123 projects for 2022 and 2023, we've already completed 85 of those now, with about 6 months to go. What's next? Well, there are many projects already underway. One of the most delayed is finishing up our IS improvements to improve the Wi-Fi distribution and streaming speeds. We've already increased the speeds running through fiber optic lines coming into the office. But one of the most delayed pieces is due to the silicon chip shortage that's affected the automobile industry so much. The contracts that we signed in April of 2021 haven't yet been fulfilled to get all of the equipment that will come in later this year to finish fully upgrading that speed to very, very reliable speeds to be able to have a lot of people streaming and doing conference presentation from around the globe. We have carpet coming for the Bower 2nd and 3rd floors, the hallways and the lounges. And then we're seeking manna for more improvements for carpeting in Kernenbauer lodges, finishing up Roger Williams Inn and Lone Tree, in Lawson in particular. So we ask you to continue to pray. The instruction in Deuteronomy, in the middle of Deuteronomy, is to thank God profusely for all of the blessings he gives us. So please join us in doing that and praying for more manna to be able to continue to be great stewards of the facility and our team and our operating systems so that more lives can be changed. It's a joyful day here at Green Lake because Quest has begun its 23rd year of ministry. We have a wonderful student staff programming, blessing and preaching and leading Bible studies for all kinds of students running around the grounds, and a multitude of different groups of all different ethnic backgrounds and theological backgrounds coming to discover how Christ can change their life, one closer walk with God at a time. So thanks for coming on us with this tour and for all of your support.